Okay, today we're going to make on Nana Made It chili rellenos. And we use Anaheim chilies. Try and get them as straight as you can. Sometimes they're curly, but I found straight ones. And anyways, they'll start sizzling and then I'll flip them over. And after these get done, then I'll put them in cold water with a towel over it to let them sweat. And it's easier to peel them that way. And then after we do that, I will stuff them with cheddar cheese and put them in the oven to let it melt a little bit, the cheese, and then I'll mix up my egg whites with the egg yolks and dip them in flour and then fry them. And what I did, I have them on the placa right now and I'm roasting them. Okay, now they're toasting pretty good. I turned the heat down a little bit so they don't burn. And I basically just keep turning and turning them until they're done all over.
All the way around?
All the way around. See, that one's got a little bit of curl in it, so when it gets a little more cooked, then I can flatten it down. Okay. But it's pretty simple, pretty fast. And as you can see, they cook pretty fast. But you know, you just got to keep turning them.
I see.
A little warm.
All right.
It's all good.
So you're pressing them down to make sure it cooks more evenly, correct?
I'm doing that, and in the little creases that you can see, I want that to be flat.
Gotcha.
You know, so it toasts all the way around. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But yeah, the trick is just, you know.
So you take a clean kitchen towel,
and
you press them down to the grill.
Yes, you press them down, and they get a more even cook, you know, and then it's a heck of a lot easier to peel them.
And what kind of chilies are these?
These are Anaheims. Okay. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, or most people call them long green chilies, but no, Anaheims.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's all good. And then after I get these toasted the way I want them, then I'm going to put them in the cold water, put a clean towel over them, and let them sit for about 5 minutes, and then start peeling them.
What does sitting for 5 minutes do for them?
It helps loosen it up, loosen up the skin. So
the steam kind of releases it?
Right, the steam releases it, and the chilies won't tear, you know, when you're trying to get the skins off.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's pretty easy. See how me smashing that down, how it gets in that groove? Yeah, that's why I do like that.
Gotcha.
That was one of the first things she showed me. You got to smush them, she said.
It smells so good. And it's just chilies, not even any other thing cooking with them. Nice.
Just chili. Okay, these are already done. As you can see, the skins are already starting to come off. See? And so I'm going to go ahead and put them in my cold water. And like I said, cover them up for a few minutes, 5 minutes at the most, and peel them. Get them ready to stuff with cheese.
Make sure you have plenty of ventilation when you do this part because it will smoke your house up.
Exactly.
Open the windows.
And the doors.
So you're going to let those sit in tap water and
cover them up for about a good 5 minutes.
Okay.
While these are soaking, I'll go ahead and get my flour with my seasonings in it and crack my eggs.
Oh, you put the towel in there with them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see. They're going to be really super easy to peel.
Gotcha. Go ahead, Mom.
Okay. What I'm doing is I'm slicing up this cheddar cheese in little pieces like this to stuff the chilies in. And my husband always said, the more cheese, the better. I love me a good cheesehead.
Who's your favorite football team, Mom?
Green Bay Packers, and then the Hawks.
Aren't they cheeseheads too?
Yep.
Yeah.
From Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Mom. Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I guess.
So yeah, I've been a Packer fan since I was like 12, 13 years old when we got our first color TV. Stop
it.
I'm serious. Uncle Norman bought it. We had the first color TV. It was like 63, 64. So that kind of tell you how old I am. But you know what? You can kiss my...
No holding back now.
You can kiss my ass. Mark a spot. So
that's my mama.
It's only a number. know, if you make it old, you're gonna be old.
Yep.
And my sister Tina and I always say, because you know there were so many of us kids.
How many of there were you?
There was 14. I'm number 5.
What's wrong with those people?
They didn't know about sex prevention. But we could always tell when Daddy came home on leave because, you know, he left her mom was pregnant. But anyways, we're making up for lost time. That's why we're crazy. You watching me?
I'm watching you.
Look. See how easy that comes off?
Very nice.
It's very nice. I'm not kidding you. And they're not
Look at
torn. Huh?
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. Letting them sweat.
They peel themselves almost. Huh?
They pretty much do, yes. And don't take the seeds out. Leave the seeds in. Don't do nothing to it but stuff.
All right. There you go.
Okay, make a little slit in the chilies. See, so you can have a spot to stuff the cheese. See, a little
Okay.
slit, and you know, you can use your fingernail, knife, whatever, as long as you get a little opening in there. Oh. And then we're gonna stuff them. As much cheese as you can get in there. How's that? These are gonna be so good. God, it smells good in here.
Yep.
Okay. See? And when I turned the oven on to 350, and you just want to put them in there long enough for it to start melting, but not run all over the place. So it'll probably be in there for like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes at the most. And then I'll have to get the other stuff ready to cook them up. It's gonna be yummy. I wish you guys were here to smell it. These are one of my favorite things to make. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Make it work.
All right, so then we're going to be putting them in the oven.
Putting it in the oven. Okay, in the oven we go for a good 10 minutes, just so the cheese will get kind of soft and mushy.
Very good.
Remember, 350.
Okay.
Just so it gets soft enough for when I dip it in the flour and the egg mixture, you know, that it'll stick together.
Okay.
While those are in the oven, I'm going to separate my eggs. And they're finally at room temperature. That means it's going to be really super good. This is the way I separate them. Really super good egg whites.
Yolks, you mean?
Yeah, them things. So I might have to use an extra egg now. But yeah, usually 4 eggs. What I'm going to put in my flour is probably about a good, it's about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder. Make sure you get all the goodies out.
What kind of garlic powder is it?
It's Laurie's. And the same thing, well, you know, Laurie's seasoned salt. Just a sprinkle, probably about 1/2 teaspoon. Because I'm not putting salt or anything in this, you know.
Why not?
Because it'll make everything too salty.
If you put it with the egg?
Yeah, if you put it in with the egg, you're not going to get fluffy egg whites. You know, so it's best just to do it by, you know, without adding all that stuff. That's why I put it in the flour.
Gotcha.
Yeah, okay. And then, you know, just mix all this up. Because we're going to, after the chilies are ready and cooled for a couple of minutes, so I can handle them, I'm going to dip them in the flour, and then after my egg whites are done with the egg yolks in them, then I'll dip them in the egg yolks, and, or you know, and they'll be ready to fry. Look at that, perfect. Yum. Look beautiful. After they cool, then I can, you know, scrunch them up, so they'll be good to go. They have to cool for a few minutes. Okay, the egg whites are not quite ready yet. See, they're still kind of running. A couple more minutes and they'll be stiff.
What are you doing now?
Okay, I'm gonna melt the shortening here and put a little Wesson oil in it so the oil doesn't burn. And I have to get it nice and warm because the chili rellenos cook fast. Okay, this is how you want the egg whites. You know, so they're kind of clinging to the beaters. But as my oil is getting
Slow down.
warm, I'm not going to put the egg yolks in yet because that's a last minute thing. Okay? So that's just going to sit until I get my oil ready.
And that was 2 cups of oil, of lard?
And about a quarter cup of Wesson oil. Remember when I made the munuelos, you know, so it doesn't, the oil don't burn. Okay, my oil is ready, so I'm going to put the egg yolks in now and just beat it a little bit, just to mix them up. That's it. I'm going to get it over to the stove now. Okay, here we go. First one in. Dip it in the flour mixture. And then in the egg. Here we go. And then just repeat that until you get them all done. Here we go. That one I got because the stem's too short. Look at that. Beautiful. So pretty. You see, it doesn't take very long for them to cook, and then while they're cooking, then the cheese will actually finish melting. So it's going to be the bomb. It's going to be really good. Banana did it. Look at this. Look at this. Perfect. See, it only takes like, what, a minute and a half or so to cook them. And if you cut into that, you're going to see all that cheese is melted.
Oozing. Just oozing.
Yeah. It's a little warm edge. And then we just repeat it until we're all done.
Cover it in flour.
And
then dip it in egg. Swirl it around.
Kind of like when I picked them out. The chili rellenos are done. Nice and crispy on the outside, and they're going to be dreamy on the inside, all that melted cheese. Y'all need to try this because it's old school, but I'm telling you, it's worth every bit of it. They're just amazing. You'll be surprised how tender they are. So enjoy. I hope you watch me next time.